You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Tues.
Yes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. We are in the building. We are here in here. It is a Tuesday.
Oh yeah.
Yesterday was Marmon.
Marmon.
I hate Marmon.
I don't like it either. It's not
Marmon is Marathon Monday.
Oh, that's what they call it now?
They call it Marmon.
Maramon.
Yes.
Maramon.
Yes. Maramon.
Marmon sounds better than Marmon too.
Marmon sounds so like
Mormon.
Soma. Did you?
I went.
How was it?
That was my first time.
Did you go to mile 22?
I went to the finish line. Ready to bomb you.
Oh. That's right. I wasn't going to go there.
But I did go out there. Me and Ian went out there. And last time I was out there, I think I was with my grandmother, maybe about 30 years ago.
Dang.
About a little more than that. But I was a young toddler. And I remember a big screen. I didn't see a big screen this time. Was there ever, you guys?
I've never gone.
I've never gone to the marathon.
I've never gone. No.
Nope. Even when I worked over there for like 4 years, I never went.
It was interesting. I didn't realize how much money it brought into the city.
Oh yeah.
Yo, the marathon brings in a lot of
They
money.
do for the whole entire week. That they are here. They are bustling.
Everything.
They're eating. They're shopping. They're running. They're all kinds of stuff.
It's a big deal.
Yeah.
It was pretty dope. A lot of people. We were stuck on the public transportation for quite some time.
Yeah. So the caveat to taking public transportation places is that it gets so crowded that it's just so crowded.
Yeah.
When we went for, what was it, Celtics?
Celtics
parade.
Yep.
We went and it was just like, the trains were a mess.
Yep.
It didn't make
terrible.
any sense. We were stuck on the green line for one stop, by the way, for about 40 minutes.
Yep. And we was with the dog that day too.
Oh,
and
God.
He was over it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Over it.
But it was cool. We went after that. We went walked around. We basically walked around the city yesterday, the whole city, and just got food from all over the place and just chilled. And I was smoking my nail thing. But yes,
what you do?
How y'all doing?
Good.
I'm good. We had a great weekend.
We did
an amazing weekend.
Absolutely.
It was our 5-year anniversary. Big shout out to everybody who came through.
Yeah.
It was a good look. It was definitely a good look. We had a good time here. A nice wholesome time.
Wholesome.
Can you call that wholesome? Yes, it was wholesome. It was wholesome. Yeah, it was wholesome. Yeah.
There was some herbs
activities
and spices.
Yeah.
It was nice.
Yeah.
Wholesome.
Had a great, it was very wholesome. That's what I like. We had a good turnout. People really showed up. Thank you guys for all of you that supported us and came through and did a little video and had a good time. To all of you guys that did not come though,
you missed it. You know who was the comedian was good. Mm-hmm. That rapper was
Maceo Mays.
He was
so Maceo Mays. Yeah. I have had about 4 to 5 comments like randomly throughout the day just hit me up like, yo, who was that guy, the little rapper guy? He was amazing.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't even get a chance to really kind of hear him, but overall he was a great look.
Yeah, he was.
Good
he
for
really
him.
Was. It was a great time here. Everybody that was here had a really, really good time. There was a great turnout. The food was really, really good. Cool Shades got a lot of
shout out to Cool Shades.
A lot of rave reviews on the chicken and stuff. Shout out to Finn with those fried bakes. Those came through. Auntie Brenda with the little banana pudding.
Oh
wow!
I saw people
with the little thing,
with the little and the little spoons.
Yes, so cute,
so cute. It was such a nice treat to have.
Yeah,
and like you said, shout out to everybody who helped out with everything that went on here. Spark looked great. It looked really, really good. A lot. The people were really, really impressed, and I was impressed as well. So
I have some footage for the people.
Let's see some footage. I want to see some footage. I feel like I didn't see no footage. Oh, just a couple of videos. Oh, there's a comedian.
Comedian here.
First you put your seatbelt on, then you hide the door. There you go. That's slow, but you're here.
And he came from Atlanta. And yeah, where was the other comedian from? I forget. Both of them are from the South, though.
They were here on behalf of Tickle Me Tuesdays. Make sure that you guys go support good comedy in the city with Tickle Me Tuesdays. You can find that many different places. This is Big Sosa.
This is Big Sosa over
Big
here. She's
Sosa.
doing her thing. Give y'all some audio.
Hey,
She was dope. She was dope.
I like Big Sosa.
Yeah,
And then we also had Malik ST, who represent for the Caribbean.
Oh,
He's
yes.
a fun time.
He is a great time.
A fun time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all of our artists and DJ Bliss, who did her little jam session
Bliss
too.
or Bless?
Oh,
I thought it was
Bless, yeah, DJ Bless.
I
she
was
great.
dancing. That was a good
I
time
sat
too.
with her after. I was like, our family likes to sit down and watch DJs, just DJ. And I was like, you were very reminiscent of that. We loved it. So good for her. Good for her.
Very nice.
But yeah, we had a really, really good time. Look out for more things coming up from Spark FM. This week we have our small business legal workshop. So if you are a small business and you're interested in finding out some, get some questions answered about your business and how to stay legal and in good standing, that's going to be the 23rd. I believe that's tomorrow. Tomorrow, the 23rd.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow the 23rd from 6 to 7, 6 to 8, I think we will be here. So, yeah, come through. It's a free workshop. You can find out some answers to your questions and get her done. Get her done.
Let me shout out these the people that hooked us up with food real quick.
Yes, sir.
Cool Shade. Let's shout out to Cool Shade, located
Yes,
on
sir.
388 Blue Hill Avenue.
Yeah.
You guys can check them out for all your catering needs. Nice, good Caribbean food. Also, shout out to Chef Prince Cuisine. We weren't able to get the chicken because it was a little mix up, but we did have some chicken. He did cook it, so shout out to them still. Tickle Me Tuesdays, of course, for helping us out with the comedians there with the comedy session. And Finch Fusion, also located on 1193 Blue Hill Avenue.
Yes, sir.
Also Eunice's Cuisine for cooking the corn soup and
Yo!
chicken soup.
The pot.
Yo!
That
The corn soup. Wow.
and the chicken soup.
Mashed
People,
up.
I mean, everybody went home with a take-home little cup, and they were like, people were calling me like, "Do you think there's any more soup left at the station?" And da-da-da-da-da. Man, I mixed the both of them in my cup, and that stuff took me through. I'm gonna tell you
My
that.
baby, if
much.
all Harvard was here, he had about 7 cups.
That's
He's
what
like,
they
this
said.
is my 7th cup of
That's what they
soup.
said. They were like, "Hey, Cornell had about 7 cups of soup."
And he don't eat nothing from anybody, anywhere.
Yes, and the pastelitos,
Yes.
Yes. There was some good food here.
And
Shout out to
also
BJ's
shout
and
out
them cookies.
to the volunteers as well, man.
Yes.
There was volunteers.
Yes.
And our interns came through and were doing their thing, and that was really nice.
They stuffed all the Easter eggs for the Easter egg hunt for the babies, who had a great time.
Oh, they loved that. They had a good time with that Easter egg hunt.
That's why I was mad at everybody. Oh, I had my kid. Well, they missed out on a good Easter egg hunt
Yeah, they
that
did.
that you could have brought them to.
Yeah,
On
but it's
purpose.
good. And shout out, of course, to the Spark family. The Spark
Yes, Spark
Yes.
family.
Came out, shout out DJ Live, Chris, Miss J,
Lady
Lee,
DJ
Super
Live,
Bones.
Super Bones.
Yeah, man.
Angie.
Royal Breed.
DJ LC, DJ Sticks.
Yes.
Jazz, shout out to Jazz, Keisha, hold
Gary
down the
Banton,
bartender.
Big Trini.
I like how everybody came in here
Majesty.
and assumed
Yeah,
a different role than what the Keisha was holding down the bar.
She was.
Didn't know not a damn thing about it.
She was
held
like,
it down.
I'm the bartender. I got tips. I said, you go, Keisha.
She made some money on the tips too.
Keisha made some tips,
Like,
okay?
damn, I should have been the bartender.
Fresh Jan, nobody told you about what?
All last
Get
week,
outta
all
here,
last
Fresh
2
Jen.
weeks. You just don't be
That's
listening.
all we've been talking about.
Nobody told me shit about. Are you throwing a tantrum, Fresh Jen? Nobody told me ish about ish.
Funny.
Love it.
Anyhow, thank you, everybody.
With that said, we do have to get into the show because today is Super Tuesdays. Today we'll be talking to the Office of Civic Engagement, who is going to be having their next summit soon. So if you guys want to find out how you can get involved with your city, how you can reach out and be a resource, how you can volunteer your time, and many, many things other, this is the show for you. Carlos will be joining us as well to deep dive a little bit more into what civic engagement means. It means y'all got to get involved with your communities.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all it means. Go volunteer, pick up a piece of trash, go attend a meeting, go vote. Something.
Yeah.
But we'll get into that later. Spark FM Online starts right now. Let's go.
You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Triz. You're listening to Spark FM Online.
Call Spark FM at 617-272-3387.
The all-new Spark FM. Log on to sparkfmonline.com.
Whoa, I'm a money like whoa. Shabba-labba-lee-babba-lee like whoa.
Yeah.
Samini-bitty-bitty-bitty like whoa. Like whoa, like whoa, like whoa, like whoa, like whoa.
Like, whoa.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
Today is April the 22nd. April 22nd. It is 9:36 a.m. in the morning. It is April 22nd, and it's a Tuesday. Today is a Tuesday, so I know this week is going to be crazy for all of us because none of us can remember what day it is ever, especially with a long holiday Monday. It'd be all messed up.
Yep.
It's going to be partly cloudy conditions expected around 2 p.m. Wind gusts up to 12 miles per hour. It's going to be a high of 75.
Today?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
That's what it's saying to me on my telephone.
It'll get up there.
It's saying around 4 o'clock is going to be around 75 degrees. Right now it's currently 57 degrees. It's going to drop down to 48 later. But yeah, for the most part, it's going to be pretty cloudy up until 1 o'clock. The sun is going to peek through and shine bright around 2 to 5. And then we're going to start settling down into our evening things.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the week, we're back down to about 69, 70s. Yeah.
Not too bad.
Interesting. Yeah, not too bad. I can definitely take 75.
Yesterday was cold.
Yeah, it was.
It was cold and gray and
cold.
yeah, like
I have
this.
a fresh cold.
Yeah,
fresh cold.
I have like a little nose drip.
My nose won't stop dripping like
Yeah.
a small faucet. It's terrible. What error supposed to 69? What are you talking about, Pastor Troy? What are you saying?
Opposed to 69. So 69 what?
69 what? Pastor Troy often feels like he is funnier than he is, and it makes me sad. The weather.
One time he was very funny.
One time. Every now and then he has a little funny spree, and I'm like, oh, that is funny. and then other times I'm like, it takes too much explaining to get to the funny. So therefore, I don't know if that's where we're at.
Yeah.
So that is our weather for today, and let's get into our Around the Way news.
All right. Round the way news. What's going on? Harvard sues the Trump administration to stop the freeze of more money. Because why is it's so wild to me. Are they going after other schools the way that they're going after Harvard?
All the other schools that they went after folded immediately.
Oh, and Harvard's
like Columbia. Remember Columbia was like, oh no, Trump looked at us. We're rolling back all DEI efforts and we'll arrest everybody who opposes anything that Trump says. So they said that Columbia's admissions rate has dropped because people are not accepting their offers anymore.
Yeah.
And that's good.
Yeah.
Harvard, on the other hand, was pretty loud and proud. Harvard is representative of Boston. Mm-hmm. We were like, yeah, no, we're not doing it.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. So they're suing them to stop the freeze of more than $2 billion in grants. Harvard University announced Monday that it has filed suit to halt a federal freeze on more than $2.2 billion in grants after the institution said it would defy the Trump administration's demands to limit activism on campus. In an April 11th letter to Harvard, the Trump administration had called for broad government and leadership reforms at the university and changes to its administration's policies. It also demanded the university University audit views of diversity on campus and stop recognizing some student clubs. The administration has argued universities allowed anti-Semitism to go unchecked at campus protests last year against Israel's war in Gaza. Harvard President Alan Garber said the university would not bend to the demands hours later. The government froze billions of dollars in federal funding. The government has not and cannot identify any rational connection between anti-Semitism concerns and the medical, scientific, technological, and other research it has frozen that aims to save American lives, foster American success, preserve American security, and maintain America's position as a global leader in innovation, said the lawsuit filed in Boston federal court. Nor has the government acknowledged the significant consequences that the indefinite freeze of billions of dollars in federal research funding will have on Harvard's research programs, the beneficiaries of that research, and the national interest in furthering American innovation and progress, it added. I know that a lot of the area hospitals in Massachusetts are part of the Harvard Medical Learning School and supports a lot of Harvard's research programs. So we have to understand that this freezing of these billions of dollars also affects, not just the school, but, the medical field as well, all the research that goes on. And so this is a big deal. This is a lot. It
goes right with them.
Yeah.
They don't care about the research that it's stopping because they don't want anything to be for, everything that is good for America, they're against.
Yep.
Legitimately against. And I think I can wholeheartedly say that. I don't think that these people, the Trump administration, has any type of redeeming qualities or positive vibes or anything like that. I think that they're a horrible bunch of people. This research and medical research that they're stopping, I think that they're okay with the fact that people could potentially die because I don't think that they want this many people around here. So, I'm happy that Harvard is who it is, and Harvard comes with a lot of intelligence and a lot of great resources and a lot of other billion-dollar backers. That I think that Harvard has the best chance at really fighting this. They are suing, and I hope that they get the whole law school involved. Y'all got to figure out how we could win this, or nobody can be admitted here no more. Yeah. Y'all got to go. Yeah. Figure it out. And good doctor. Don't move till you figure it out.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what's going on there with Harvard. Yesterday, of course, was the Boston Marathon. Oh, and today is Earth Day. Just remind me.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Oh, good.
So yesterday was the Boston Marathon, and a record was broken in the Boston Marathon as returning champions crowned. I'm not sure what that means. New returning. What that mean?
Oh, record Boston in Boston Marathon as new. Returning champions crown.
Oh.
As new. As new or as new.
Returning. Yes. History was made Monday at the
How you gonna be new and returning?
We're gonna find out.
Okay, sorry. I be trying to figure things out before they explain.
History was made Monday at the 129th Boston Marathon. Oh my goodness, as the women's winner set a new course record.
Oh. I did read that yesterday.
Okay. So Sharon Lokedi, a Kenyan, won the women's race in a time of 2 hours, 17 minutes, and 22 seconds, more than 2 minutes faster than the previous record.
2 minutes faster,
Yep.
Wow.
The previous record was set in 2014 by Buzanesh Diba of Ethiopia. Lokedi came in second last year in one of the closest finishes Boston has ever had. Last year's winner, Helen Obiri, also of Kenya, finished second on Monday in a time of 2:17:41. Oh, so first and second came in first and second again.
Wow.
Oh wow, you think they did a shake and bake?
What was the fastest lady time?
She did the one that won yesterday?
Yeah.
2:17:22.
I think they said the guy was 144.
John
What the
Corey.
heck is that?
He was 204.
2:04.
Oh, he
Here
was
we
the
go.
one. Oh, I thought they said 144. I was like, how the hell you run 26 ass miles?
How he get there
in
before he
140?
left? That's crazy.
Here goes the clip.
John Career took the title at
But 2 hours
2
is crazy,
4
too.
minutes
Yeah.
and 45 seconds. The second fastest winning time in race history career.
fell to the ground, as we just mentioned at the start of the race, but was able to pull through. It was also a special moment with Career celebrating with his brother Wesley, who won Boston in 2012.
Wow.
They are the first brothers or relatives, period,
Dope.
to win.
Yeah,
the marathon.
that's crazy.
He usually gave me advice, when I was in training for Boston. He usually take me to training and give me advice and tell me, you believe in yourself and you can make it.
That's
More
right.
history in the women's division. Kenya Sharon Lokiti took the race in her course record of 2 hours, 17 minutes, 22 seconds. Last year's champ, Helen Obiri, who was from Kenya as well, was second with a time of 2:17:41. Here's Lokiti after her big victory.
I first want to say congratulations to everyone. It was a tough one out there, and I'm just so glad that we had each other to fight all the way through.
In
She
the men's
don't look like it
wheelchair
was tough
division,
for her at
Marcel
all.
Hill from Switzerland did it again, winning his 8th
Wow.
Boston.
You go, boy.
With a time of 1 hour, 21 minutes,
What?
34 seconds. The 39-year-old has now won 5 straight.
5 straight.
Happy, so
He cheating.
Such a great day.
He's on a wheelchair.
They can cheat too.
He got extra oil on them.
That must
wheels
suck
there.
trying to get away from this guy. Be like, oh, he's in a wheelchair. Bro, he's the fastest man in the world.
But they still got to use their arms. See, that's a lot.
Yeah.
I know, look at those arms, man. Golly.
What is this machine? What are these things that he's using?
It's a you.
I want little sponges.
Mom?
Where? What you say?
Oh, is it just gloves? Oh, no, see these little blue things he has in his hand.
Oh,
Probably
it's
have
probably
some
some kind of
sponges.
sponge or something.
Oh, wow. How much?
How did she do? What was her?
Susan?
Yeah.
Susan.
She
Susanna.
won her second wheelchair. Let me see. Turn up.
Megan Scaroni has now won 2 Boston marathons.
You go,
worthy of
girl.
The last one in 2023. She was 2 minutes ahead of the second place finisher, Catherine Dubrunner of Switzerland.
Wow.
It's such a blessing to get to be here today. It was amazing. It's such a surprise to have made a gap with such an awesome field of women. I love getting to race in a strong field like that.
You go, girl. I love it. That's so awesome.
I want one of those blue things.
The sponge. in the
Whatever they're using to do it. I want one of
Ain't
those.
that the steerer?
What that mean?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's cool. I want that.
Okay. Wow. who are those people?
What is that? What's going on?
I'm Kevin Hart, and this is season
Hold it
11 of Cold as Balls.
Bro, get out of here.
Cold as balls.
Wow.
Also in the same marathon world, Boston celebrated its 26th True race on
Yes.
Saturday. On Saturday.
Yes.
The 129th Boston Marathon happened on Monday, but on April 21st, but there's another 26.2 mile race happened on the Saturday. So I'm reading an older article because there's not a lot of coverage on this, which is, crazy still.
I know.
So,
it's surprising that there's not a lot of coverage because it took up a lot of coverage.
it took up a lot of time.
A lot of
I saw
time.
everybody was like, there's people running in the streets for a long time.
When I went out in the morning, I was like, why is all these people running up the street? What's
What are y'all
happening?
talking about? What are y'all talking
So
There
the
was a
20,
ma-
the-
oh, go
it's
ahead.
called the 26 True, and it is a marathon, a 26.2 mile marathon that runs through the heart of Boston. So Dorchester, Roxbury, Mattapan, all of these things, because they say that there's a lot of runners in Boston, and yes, the marathon is historical and people want to be it, but it doesn't run. It's a Boston marathon that doesn't run through Boston.
Oh.
Like all of the places that it runs is like, Natick and up there and Brookline and Needham and things like that.
Yeah.
But what about Boston? So the unsanctioned race organized by Dorchester-based Pioneer Run Crew began during the pandemic in 2020 when the Boston Marathon moved to a virtual format. Captains of the Pioneers Run Crew created a 26.2 mile route through Boston neighborhoods for the virtual marathon participants to run through. Can somebody explain to me how you do a virtual marathon? Go to this while I look up virtual marathon.
I don't know.
This is,
I don't
last
get the
year's.
concept.
This
of
was
virtual.
last year's. Sid Batista is, I believe, the director of this or the creator of of this. But let's go to
Days
it,
later.
young Tristan.
Yet for a small race, 26 Point True kicks off with so much energy. Unsanctioned means no road closures, but the biggest distinction is the course. where and how this race moves through Boston. Mayor Michelle Wu calls this the real Boston Marathon because this course is intentionally designed to contrast against the Boston Marathon by running through neighborhoods that better reflect Boston's diversity.
Okay, I like it.
Yeah, this is their 5th year. They started in 2020. And I want to see this one get more bigger. Now in its 5th year, the race is designed to be more accessible than the Boston Marathon. The group encourages all runners to sign up, no qualifying times needed, and a $100 registration fee. Started in 2017, the Pioneers Run Crew motto is all faces, all places. The group is a safe, encouraging space for runners of color to feel supported, and they thrive to bring this to all of those running the 26 True. So big shout out to them. We're going to have Pioneers come in here soon. They are a run club that is always out and about everywhere. So I'm excited about speaking to them soon about, just what they're doing for the run community here in Boston. Yeah, this looks so awesome.
It is.
Do they get times and stuff too? Like finish winner?
I think so. They definitely all had, like numbers on. And those people were running for like hours and hours. So there were people, like a big group in the beginning. And then throughout the day, I was just seeing people like randomly, like every few hours, just like little groups running by. Mm-hmm. But it ran like all down Talbot Ave, all up Blue Hill Ave, I think Morton Street, like all in these areas.
Street.
Yeah. It was cool. It was really nice to see.
They said, Martin said the end of the race is special because every runner, no matter their finish time, gets to break the tape. When you cross the finish line, you feel like you won.
Yeah,
that's
I see
dope.
that. I saw that.
Everybody's
breaking the tape.
I love that.
Oh, that's good. They got a lot of tape.
Yeah, they do.
That's a lot of tape.
I hope it's a Velcro tape that when you run through it can redo it.
That's smart.
Yeah.
Just
put
snap it back
in.
together.
Yeah.
And then they break it again.
That's
That is
a lot
smart,
of tape.
Sauce. You smart.
They should ask me to come and help organize
They should
it.
ask you to organize it. Unfortunately, one dead, one taken into custody in Alston at an Alston apartment. Boston police say. So Boston police said the arrest took place a few blocks away from the crime scene on Glenville Avenue as the suspect ran from officers when they arrived, jumping out of a window before leading them on a chase around the neighborhood where he tried stealing a car before he was eventually arrested. What the hell is that about?
Because people are nuts.
Yeah.
People are literally losing their effing minds.
Yeah.
And it's sad.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the video.
Oh, sorry.
No, yes.
Yeah.
What happened to him?
I don't know. A woman is dead and a man is in custody following a call for a disturbance at a home in Boston's Alston neighborhood on Monday night. Officers responded to a residence on Glenville Avenue after receiving a 911 call shortly before 8 p.m. When our officers arrived at the scene, they located the body of a woman in an apartment. According to McLaughlin, also in the apartment was an individual who fled through a window as police arrived.
Jeez.
All right, here
goes the story.
Investigation underway right now. Glenville Avenue closed, and you can see behind us, this is a few doors down where officers have focused their attention tonight. You mentioned this is just off Com Ave. Now, this all happened just before 8 o'clock tonight, and we want to show you some video of someone here who you can see in this viewer video being led away by a large number of officers tonight. You can see that person not wearing a shirt. And neighbors say that they saw a shirtless man running down Glenville Avenue here tonight from the crime scene, and they heard someone yelling, "Run!" Now, police say the arrest unfolded a few blocks away from the crime scene here on Glenville Avenue. Again, all happening just before 8 o'clock tonight. Last night, a neighbor here saw something strange, someone throwing a number of items out of a window behind the building.
Oh, Lord.
I saw like a person like throwing a lot of stuff like from the second floor, and it was like a lot of glasses, clothes, buckets, and honestly I thought it was like a couple's fight. I didn't like pay attention, and then I went to bed, and I just like went for a walk with my dog, and I just find out that there's a lot of police.
That's what it was like on Saturday. Saturday was insane.
Yeah.
I came here and was hanging out in the window here. Blue Hill Lab was on fire.
Yeah.
just up and down, up and down. The police was just leaving with their lights on, speeding down. There was like 40 of them in a row at one point. I heard there was a couple of shootings and stuff like that.
The scooters too.
Yeah, everything was happening.
It was a lot. It was
going on.
And it was a gorgeous day.
It wasn't amazingly. It was hot.
It was hot and beautiful.
Wig, sweat off, everything.
We had Easter Sabbath, and that was very, very nice. The children looked amazing. Look at the little girls right here. Little girls.
Wonderful.
Such a great time there. So what else happened? There was a 4-year-old boy, teen girl, among 4 injured in a shooting stabbing in Mattapan.
A 4-year-old girl?
4-year-old boy. Yeah, a 4-year-old boy is among 4 people who were injured late Monday night in a shooting stabbing in the Mattapan neighborhood of Boston. Police were called at 11:14 p.m. to an incident at 33 Regis Road that appears to have stemmed from a domestic violence situation. Upon arrival, they found a 47-year-old woman, a 16-year-old girl, and a 4-year-old boy suffering from gunshot wounds, and an 18-year-old woman suffering from a stab wound. The victim's injuries appeared to be non-life-threatening. The suspect, Calvin Stokes, 46 of Mattapan, was arrested early Tuesday during a traffic stop at 144 Rose Street in Rosendale.
The 4-year-old did it?
No.
Oh, sorry. I was like
46-year-old man.
Oh, okay.
Stokes is facing numerous charges, including 4 counts of assault with intent to murder, assault and battery with a dangerous weapon, unlawful possession of a firearm, unlawful possession of a firearm subsequent offense, unlawful possession of ammunition, and discharging a firearm within 500 feet of a dwelling. Stokes is expected to be arraigned in Dorchester District Court. The victims' names were not released. If you or someone you know is experiencing abuse or needs help with safety planning, resources are available to report a non-emergency domestic violence situation. Anonymously, call the Crime Stoppers tip line, 1-800-494-TIPS. The Boston Police Department is committed to supporting survivors and protecting the confidentiality of those who come forward. That's crazy.
That's very insane.
He shot the mother and her 2 kids and stabbed another child.
What do you think is wrong with him?
I don't know.
See, these are the kind of people that need to go down to El Salvador.
Right, exactly. Also, how do you know that this is going to come out of somebody that you are in a relationship with? How do you know?
Like, what are the signs?
Yeah.
There's gotta be telltale red flag signs that people are ignoring. Like, he once pushed you out of the way down the stairs, or, he slammed your wig in a door. Things like this, or clear indications that you're going to get stabbed.
Yeah.
By your lover.
Calvin Stokes.
Terrible.
Horrible.
Terrible.
And police continue searching for a 4-year-old boy that is missing in Lowell. It says that officials say the search for the missing 4-year-old boy in Lowell is still underway. His name is Azriel Lopez. He was last seen playing near the Merrimack River, in Lowell on Saturday.
Oh, no.
Dive teams and drones have been deployed, combing the area behind the Songa Center in Lowell, and the family says that they're praying for a miracle.
Oh, no.
And that is our local.
Oh,
news.
no.
Yeah.
Lord Jesus.
I hate
How long
stories
he's
like
been
that.
gone?
Since Saturday.
Oh, no. He's 4.
Yep. 4-year-old
Oh,
Azriel.
Lord.
Yeah.
Things like that always bother my soul.
Me
because
too.
It's
And
just
I hate that. I hate it. That's that.
Other than that, some other random things that were going down locally. I know that there was a mess going down at South Bay.
Oh, yes. Oh, how did I miss that?
I don't know if they had an article. You was down there?
What happened?
Boston police put out something.
There's a bunch of kids. So you know what happens in New York, like with the teenagers, they go down and like they go to the different shopping malls and stuff, and they cause like ruckus.
Is
that a thing in New York?
Yeah, it was basically they did that
and
they
started on the TikTok.
So what is it that they're doing down there? They're just
some people they're like fighting, some people are stealing, and then some people are just hanging out.
Okay.
I was just hanging out.
You was down there
hanging out.
Yeah, I was just hanging out.
Why you hang out down there?
And share your location with me. Next time I see you down there, I'm gonna go right down there and pick you up. Nick, get in this.
Was you watching a movie?
Had I drove by and seen you out there, I would have grabbed you up, like
Hanging
snatched
out.
you
But
up.
I actually wasn't doing anything. Me and my friends were just hanging out.
It doesn't matter if you was doing anything or not. Go find someplace else to hang. Go hang at the library or something.
Hang at the
teen
center.
center.
Yes. Yes, on Easter, go home with your
teen
family and
center.
sit down and inside.
This is a report from Boston Police Department. 6 juveniles arrested following a disturbance at
6
South Bay
juveniles?
Plaza. Yes, 6. At about 5:25 p.m. in the broad daylight on Saturday, the beautiful day, April 19th of 2025. Officers assigned to District C6 in South Boston responded to the area of Lucy Street and District Avenue for a report of over 100
Wow.
and Nick
100 and Nick
juveniles congregated in the area. Upon arrival, officers observed multiple juveniles engaging in fights and throwing objects at people from the parking garage.
And other ones just sitting down, not doing nothing.
And other was just sitting there and watching, just chilling. Officers advised the group to disperse from the area. However, they only moved to a bus stop at 11 Allstate Road. 100 people went to the bus stop. Officers immediately observed a fight occur at the bus stop and were quickly able to intervene. While officers placed 2 14-year-old juvenile males under arrest, a third suspect began to push at the officers. The suspect was survived to move back when he refused and punched an officer in the head. Officers quickly placed the 13-year-old juvenile male into handcuffs.
That's why 13-year-olds should not. You're old.
You're
17?
18.
18. You're a man.
Yeah, you're not a juvenile.
A 14-year-old and a 13-year-old absolutely have no business being out there unsupervised without supervision.
It doesn't end there.
People were.
As the group began to disperse, officers observed a group of juvenile females refusing to leave the area.
Oh, I saw them thugs.
A 13-year-old juvenile female began shouting at officers and began to scream in an officer's face. The officers attempted to guide the female out of the area, which she then flailed her arms and struck an officer in the nose. The 2 14-year-old juvenile males were charged with delinquent to wit, affray, and delinquent to wit, a disorderly conduct. The 2 13-year-old juvenile male and female were charged with delinquent to wit, assault and battery on a police officer, and delinquent to wit, disorderly conduct. The juvenile male was also charged with delinquent to wit, resist arrest. All of the juvenile suspects were expected to be arraigned in Boston Juvenile Court. While still on the scene, officers observed a 17-year-old juvenile male point a blue pellet rifle and pull the trigger.
Oh, Jesus.
Officers quickly approached the
He had a
suspect.
gel gun.
What's that? What the hell is a gel gun?
It shoots like, you know Orbeez? It shoots Orbeez.
Orbeez.
Like a Nerf gun?
Yeah, but it shoots Orbeez.
Okay. So they disarmed the pellet rifle. Officers then observed a 15-year-old juvenile female commit the same actions by pointing an orange pellet rifle at officers and pulling the trigger. As the officers attempted to stop the female, the male suspect stepped in front of an officer and pushed him in the chest. The suspect was immediately placed in handcuffs, and the female suspect fled the scene. As the officers were conducting the booking process, the female suspect arrived at the District C6, where she was subsequently placed under arrest. Both the 17-year-old juvenile male and the 17-year-old juvenile female were charged with delinquent to wit, assault with a dangerous weapon. The male suspect was additionally charged with delinquent to wit, assault and battery on a police officer, and delinquent to wit, resist arrest. Both are expected to be arraigned in Boston Juvenile Court.
And here is the...
There's a clip.
There's a clip.
They should have kept them all until today.
Yes.
In the juvenile
in the
jail.
Absolutely, 100%. I am there. And
Show me
here's
the clip.
a little clip of the foolishness
Of the fracas.
Of the ruckus.
Are you kidding me? Oh my God!
This is probably the one that got arrested because he was doing the most.
Now all of them got arrested.
And why is somebody on top of the Applebee's?
They not there in the parking garage.
That would have been wild if somebody was on top of the Applebee's.
You sure it does look like the Applebee's?
No, that's a little section. There's a little ramp there.
How the hell they gonna get up on the Applebee? Just man.
It do look like they on top
He
of the
hit the one
Applebee's.
in the blue. You see the cop in the blue? He hit
Yeah.
him.
It's not.
Oh.
It's not. It's,
I was over where that
That
bus
is an
was.
Applebee's.
You should have been over where your house was. Golly gee, damn it. This
Nothing
is
says
crazy.
Easter like people getting arrested.
This is wild.
No, that's the Olive Garden.
Oh,
Olive Garden.
okay. Yeah,
Somebody on top of the Olive Garden.
Yeah.
Well, they probably up there with the little raccoon that was poking out.
It just doesn't it makes me sad because summer ain't started yet. Summer ain't even start a little bit yet, and these people's is wildin' out.
Where does it start at? The TikTok, the Snapchat?
It's probably
I started on Snapchat. That's
You
where I
see?
first.
And then
that's
what do
where I
we
saw
do?
that
What do
picture
we
first,
say?
and then I
Like,
saw it
hey,
on
everybody,
Instagram.
let's go
So they
down
say
to
everybody, like.
Yeah, basically everybody's like pull up to South Bay, but South Bay is always like that. They're like nowadays. There's always cops over there because something is always going down.
So why y'all don't stay away from South Bay
why
if
do
it's
y'all
if it's
go?
turned?
I know y'all messing up the place where the good white people gotta come and see we got a nice place, part of the hood or something.
There's a Macy's down there.
Yeah, damn it. Macy's. And then in one other thing that was going viral, there was a big accident in the tunnel this weekend as well. I put it in the stories too.
Okay.
I guess people be racing in the tunnel, which is beyond up down right here. This one, which is beyond my understanding and normal thinking rights as well, because I'm not sure what y'all have been doing, but it's not summertime yet, and y'all are out here really wilding out and doing the absolute most. I'm hoping that everybody survived this horrible crash that we have seen, because that is crazy. And here is the clip of this. Rewind. You gotta have to. Oh, you can't rewind it. This white car. I guess there was car. I don't know why these other people were filming.
Yeah, they had a dash cam.
Look at the car.
Oh, but there was a video of the actual.
Yeah, it's in there, but it's
Okay.
too far away. Just you're gonna have to come out of it and then bring it back in.
Oh, that.
Yeah. Or refresh that page or something like that. All right, here we go.
Okay.
We come in right now. Everybody pay attention, and right after this we'll go to commercial breaks. We gotta get going. Look at that. Pop, pop.
We're not seeing it.
Oh yeah, they're not seeing it, Tristan.
Oh damn.
Oh, sorry. I saw it many times.
Sorry, y'all. Sorry. Here we go.
Camera? Yes.
Start over.
This isn't a start over.
No fucking way.
This is the ending of it, but it's gonna start over, and you'll be able to see the actual whatever.
Oh my God.
I'm really concerned about the other car. See, here it goes. There we go. Crazy.
Could you imagine what that other car felt like?
That's what I'm saying. You just driving, minding your own business, and somebody comes and smashes into you, and then here she goes popping out the
But look
car.
at how quick she's trying to get out of that.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I would have been running right through them
Oh my
tunnels.
God.
Yeah, man, that's crazy.
Yep.
So this was the weekend.
Yeah.
That was the weekend.
The first warm weekend.
Yep.
Of the year.
It is. We were turned out.
Active.
All right.
Active.
So we're gonna learn how to get active in a different type of way.
In a good way.
After the commercial break. So keep it locked right here. Spark FM Online. Man, listen, all right? In my house. But unless I was driving to a little Petco or something like that, I'd have been pissed off.
Yeah.
With that said, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back in a few moments. Keep it locked right here, Spark FM.
You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Triz.
What is this, Doctor?
This is
Well, Spark of New England, Spark FM.
bringing the heat back to the airwaves.
Turn us up.
All right.
Let's take a look. Boston, Moonbox Productions proudly presents Crowns, a powerful and jubilant musical mixing gospel, jazz, and a little bit of hip-hop. Hats take center stage with an uplifting story exploring black history, identity, and the power of sisterhood through the eyes of a young black woman. It's a celebration of self-expression, tradition, and of course, fabulous hats. Get ready to clap your hands and tap your feet because these ladies have serious attitude. Don't miss Crowns. Opening April 11th through May 4th at the Arrow Street Arts in Cambridge. Tickets are just $55 at arrowstreetarts.org. And for flexible pricing, check out Pay What You Wish option at the box office. Crowns. April 11th through May 4th. Come for the hats, stay for the celebration.
Advertise your business, brand, or music on Spark FM. Contact us at sparkfmonline.com for more information.
Praise the Lord, City of Boston. This is Brother Chris right here on Spark FM.
Come on, sing it.
bringing you Sunday morning worship each and every Sunday morning, 6 to 10 a.m. Let's get our praise on.
We all make choices about alcohol. Kids make choices whether to drink or not.
Bye, Dad. Remember, I'm going to Alex's party tonight and sleeping over.
Hey, remind me about that party again?
And adults make choices whether to talk about it. That's true of parents and every other trusted adult in a kid's life. Kids want to know our expectations, and they want honest answers in everyday conversations. So talk with your kids and help lead them on a positive path, because when you talk, they hear you. Learn more at underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Each and every Saturday night from 6 to 9 p.m. inside the Avenue, where you bring the drinks and we bring the vibes. My name is Gary Banton, alongside my co-host Big Trini, right here in SparkFMOnline.com, the #1 place for soca, hip-hop, R&B, and more. Each and every Saturdays from 6 to 9 p.m. It's the Avenue.
Boston's new home for urban Caribbean music. Spark FM. Spark FM. Playing all your favorite hits from reggae. Spark FM.
If you no mess with the way you are gonna see a million. We got the Congo long just like the Amazon.
Spark FM.
I know that life is not easy. No say we are for win. Walk with the camera like Jesus.
Soca. Hip hop.
Yeah, we on and we going crazy.
R&B.
You could do damage. You could do damage.
Afrobeats and much more. Spark FM. Spark FM.
You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone Triz.
Good morning, and we're back. Spark FM Online, #1 for urban and Caribbean music. We are in the building, and we have some experts. Today is Super Tuesday, so this is where we get involved with everything politics, everything community, everything civic engagement. And we brought you the people from the civic engagement team. That's what we do here at Spark FM. Welcome.
Hey, thanks for having us.
Thank you guys for being here. I got my friends in the building, so I'm feeling kind of cute today. Go ahead and introduce yourself so we know who we're talking to.
So my name is Brianna Malore. I'm the Chief of Community Engagement for the City of Boston for Mayor Wu. And I get to work with this one over here.
And my name is Natalia Benitez Perez, and I am the Director of the Mayor's Office of Civic Organizing.
And you've seen these two people in here before. Well, one you came.
I've been here, yes.
And Brianna's her first time. Welcome to Spark FM. So this is the second year for the Civic Engagement Summit.
Yes, second year.
Tell us about, first of all, when you guys came last year, we already sold out by accident.
But yes, totally by accident. That's right.
We did not mean to do that so quickly. It sold out in like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
So last year, kind of give us a recap of, well, let's go all the way back. Tell us what your office does. What does that even mean? Civic
we gotta
engagement.
start there, foundation. So the Office of, the Cabinet of Community Engagement oversees 4 different departments, but mainly every single department is about engaging with our constituents, with the residents of Boston. So there's 311, which is the non-emergency.
We love 311.
You guys use it, right?
Oh, yes.
And y'all need to have the app on your phone,
we
too.
are 311 kings and queens over here.
Aficionados over here.
I love to hear it. And then we have the Office of Neighborhood Liaisons, which is a liaison for every single neighborhood. So there's one in here, for here, Mattapan.
And they were both here
Yes.
on Sunday. So big shout outs to the city of Boston for making sure that they are represented in the here. So I love that.
It's beautiful. And then we have Spark Boston, which is a youth, well, not youth, 20 to 35-year-olds council of civically engaged people that want to connect with the city, understand how civic engagement works. And obviously, last but not least, Natalia's department, which is the Office of Civic Organizing, which she probably can tell you a lot more about.
Yeah, so tell us what the Office of Civic Organizing is.
So I see our office as the one that drives the key initiatives, especially the events and the programs that people really know and love. So like Love Your Block, which is a huge
yeah,
beautification
pick up
project.
your block. Yep,
Exactly. We do the community-led cleanups. We do the City Hall and the Go truck, which is essentially an extension of city
Wonderful
services.
truck, yeah.
Yes. Of course, the Civic Summit and the Block Party grants.
Okay.
That's
Love
what we
those.
do. Yeah.
We love a book block party.
Yeah. Oh, and then I was just thinking about something while you were saying that. You said, right before you said the block party grants, you said something else.
Civic Summit.
The Civic Summit. Keep going.
Yeah, so last year was our first one ever. We really wanted to put together a space for change makers to come together. As you know, we work a lot in communities, but we tend to bound ourselves with the territories that we work in. So we wanted to break that. We wanted to create a space where all the leaders of Boston, upcoming leaders, and everybody that is interested in making change would come together in one shared space outside of their communities to get to know one another, to get energized by one another, but most importantly, to learn really practical information that they can bring back to community and make some change.
Who are the people that are attending these events? Like what type of organizations?
Yeah, so we have, I think, well, last year, for example, the youngest person was 20 years old, and I think the eldest was like 94.
Wow.
Yeah, so we had, age across the whole spectrum, but most importantly, the people that we really want to reach for this are your typical like nonprofit leaders or people that are working out in the community that want to get engaged. So even college students or, people that have been working in the community for quite some time, but would like to get more exposure to other people in the city that are also doing good work.
So cool. And why do you think the turnout was so good?
Yeah.
Last year and this year, I'm guessing.
Definitely, people wanted a place to put their passion. Like, people were excited. People wanted to get involved and also meet people across different neighborhoods or, like, issue areas. So I think the demand told us, we need to have it bigger this year, which is what we decided to do.
Oh, good. Yeah. So is it it's not in the same place as it was last year? So tell us the specs.
Yeah. So you guys went last year.
Yes.
It was at the
Great
Thurman
time.
Center.
Yep.
Yes. And it was a great space. But we, because of spacing issues, we had to look at another venue. We're still partnering with BU this year to bring this back. And then we're going to do it at the Questrom School of Business, which is down the street, same area, down the street. So this year, instead of 200 civic leaders, we're going to gather 300 civic leaders.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So we've expanded a little bit, making sure that people have more access to a space like this. But essentially, we are so excited to bring this back, have more people. We always talk in our teams that going to summits is really expensive. For most part. You have to pay for a ticket. This is going to be completely free.
Wow.
So that's so good because a lot of people, a lot of people talk about, like I don't know all the other organizations and I don't know how to connect. I don't really necessarily know the resources that are out there. Is it set up? And last year it was set up. They had some vendors outside. There was some workshops and some speakers. Yeah. How do you really get the people to start bonding and connecting with each other?
Yeah. So we are creating some business cards that people can let us know what they want in those business cards. So they're going to be QR codes. Yeah. So it's going to be really easy for people to connect with one another.
Okay. Innovation.
Yeah. We're trying to make it easy. How many business cards have you gotten that you've lost?
So many.
Yeah. Exactly. Right. So we're trying to remove that barrier and just have a easier way for us to connect. We'll have a bingo. We'll have activities throughout the day that really prompts people to get to know one another and, thoughtful, curated sessions for people to learn, because I think that's one of the most important pieces of this day, not only to connect and reflect, but also learn. Yeah. So we have experts in their fields teaching very practical information for people to then bring back and make a change.
I love this because, again, like you said, summits are really expensive to go to, and then it's not every day you go to a summit that actually connects with exactly what you're doing, and that's really connecting, especially when you're grant writing for nonprofits. A lot of them want collaboration, and you're like, well, who is out here doing the thing that I need to collaborate with?
And we see that all the time. We see like a nonprofit that was just created in Roxbury that could definitely use some help. And then you have another nonprofit in Mattapan that has been doing this work for 10 years and would love to connect and teach you a little bit more about it. You know? So we're trying to get those people connected and talking.
What was the catalyst for getting this up and running? Like in this, for this department? It's not like a sexy summit, like, oh, these are people who's putting in the work all day.
And it's a lot. Also, the sessions are tough conversations. And are skills that are needed to expand whatever your endeavor actually is. So, I mean, one of the things that is beautiful about the cabinet is it's people that have been involved in their own neighborhoods or respective industries and want to like do it on the city level. So what we seen in our own spaces was like, oh, people want to connect. People want to figure out how to work together, and we're sick of the narrative that people do not work together. How do we create a space where they can work together and build upon that? So I think that was the kind of mission behind the Civic Summit and wanting to continue that work.
One of the as I'm sitting here thinking about grants and nonprofits, and a lot of them focus on TEI efforts. Right now, the city of Boston seems to be a little target for the world. How are we? Is that going to be a part or a big part of the conversation of how we work around funding stopping? How do we work around these policy changes that are happening, and how are people feeling about those type of things?
Yeah, I mean, Natalia can go a little bit more about the sessions, but to address the overall theme, the mayor, our leader right now, is been unapologetic about making sure that we remain a welcoming city, we remain a diverse city, and that's like what makes Boston beautiful. And that is what the Civic Summit is definitely all about. We are bringing people in that are, again, leaders in their own communities, diverse, like very involved, and want to see and make the Boston a welcoming city. And how do we get them the tools to do that? So some of the conversations are about, mental health fatigue and like running the work and like still having to take care of yourself and the people around you. And it is something that we're also super mindful of like, we know nonprofits need support and foundational, whether that's monetary or even technical support. And what we can do, we definitely want to provide, but at least on this level with the Civic Summit, we're able to do what we can with supporting those nonprofits.
Right. And the theme this year is Be the Change.
Oh, good. Yes.
So, everything that we're going to be touching on, talking about is what is our individual part in this collective change, right? Because you have to bring the individual to create the collective. So throughout the sessions, we're going to be talking about what we can do as community to stay strong, to make sure that we are thriving, regardless of the times that we're in right now.
That's so good. It's good to have community. It's good to have people who are in the same boat with you, struggling and like, what are we gonna do?
Where do we go?
I heard it is the date and the time.
June 7th.
June
7th from 9:30 a.m. or 9 a.m. 9:30.
9, sorry.
Confirmation.
Trying to push it back a little bit. 9 o'clock is early.
9 a.m. to 4 p.m. So it'll be a full day of learning, of community, of reflection, of fun, shared experiences. We're going to have food. We'll have everything for people to just show up and be themselves and spend some time with us. At where? At the Questrom School of Business.
And how do people get tickets? How do they sign up? Is there a different link for organizations versus individual?
Nope.
And is everybody there going to be from an organization, or can regular community people come in and find out as well too?
Regular community people. If you're not affiliated with a nonprofit or foundation, that's totally fine. We're welcoming anybody that wants to be a change maker, wants to see themselves in the change.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And I want to build off something Natalia mentioned. It's also a time for fun.
Yes.
We know that, right now, joy is hard to come by. And we are making this space so no one steals the joy that we feel and that we could share within community. So it's important to underscore that we will also be having fun. We will also be sharing in joy, and joy is a form of resistance. So
and you asked me how to register.
Yeah, how do we register? How do we go?
This is why we're here.
Yes. We want to
We
sold out
too
quick.
Unexpectedly, last year sold out in 12 hours.
Yeah.
So this year we're a lot more proactive because now we understand the need and the want. So we're making sure letting people know beforehand so that they can put in their calendar that this is going to happen.
Absolutely. Put your calendar invite. I tell people if it's not in the calendar, I don't know what's going on.
Right. So we will be opening registration on April 30th at noon.
Okay.
So that's when registration will open. We'll also release the full agenda with all the information then as well.
Next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday,
April 30th.
That's when it's opening. And then we'll let you guys know because they'll be like, hey, it's open. And they will be like, hey, y'all, it's open. Send us this flyer so we can make sure that we get it up. Especially, we'll post it when the day that it opens so people can automatically sign up. Hopefully everybody hopefully yes. We want it to sell out again.
We want to sell out.
Take your time. Let us get our links first. Dag on it.
The information can also be found on Boston Civic Org on Instagram. Is their Instagram page, Boston Civic Org.
Or the website if you go boston.gov/civic summit.
Oh, yes.
One personal question. Does you guys' office deal with people who want to clean up their neighborhood but just need like the tools and stuff like that, the cleaning and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I'll talk to you after because I do a lot of walking and I was like, I wish I had something to pick this up with.
Yep.
And I know there's a lot of people that are doing that. So if anybody out there is listening, this is also a really great way. You don't have to have a nonprofit to participate in civic engagement. Good question right there. What are other ways that people can help out with the civic engagement and keeping our community, good and safe? Some people just need some instructions.
Yeah. So, for example, we hosted a series of Love Your Block in the last 2 weeks. The program itself has grown so much. So this is like the original community-led cleanup program.
Yeah.
We mobilized like 3,000 volunteers
That's
in
so good.
150 sites across the city.
And it's not just for like local parks. It could be just your neighborhood.
Streets, it could be parks, anywhere that you think deserves some love.
Yeah.
We're here to support with tools. We're here to support with gloves, so rakes, trash pickers, all of that. And then we're also here to support with the trash management. So all you have to do is like gather some neighbors, gather some friends, and just, go out and beautify your areas. But because of this, this program was so popular, we then extended it to throughout the year. So we have community-led cleanups. If you go on the boston.gov website, so boston.gov/civic organizing, you'll see a link that says community-led cleanups. All you have to do is just submit a Google form that takes you 5 minutes, and then we'll get in contact with you to see how we can support you.
I love it. These little tiny ways that you can support your community. We had one question from the
another
audience.
way too.
Who? Tell me.
So next week.
Yep.
The mayor is kicking off her coffee hour series.
Okay, good.
Yes, so there's going to be coffee hours. Everyone is welcome. So there's basically going to be a coffee hour in every single neighborhood in the city of Boston. There is going to be an opportunity to not only talk to the mayor, but every single department. There's going to be, inspectional services there. There's going to be obviously the park department. Our team is going to be there. It's an opportunity really to connect with everyone, small business. Everyone's going to be in one park. Next week, the first one kicks off on the 28th at 10 a.m. at Walker's Playground, which is up the street. It's right near the Mildred Community.
Okay.
28th.
Awesome. And is there a schedule?
Yeah, 28th.
Where can we find the schedule of the office hours?
It's posted on actually our CEC, Boston_CEC on Instagram.
Boston_CEC. All of these little thingies that we're telling you guys, just go follow them on Instagram. That's where you don't have to look for them. What is this site?
Y'all got about 70 departments now.
Yeah, there's a lot of us. There's a lot of us. We need all of them. We need support.
But I mean, just even to that, I don't think that a lot of people understand. Like I see. Get into politics. I see people all the time who like, oh, Mayor Wu, or whatever mayors are. They not. Do you think that they are overseeing every single one of these things? I understand that the burden falls on the mayor who is in office right now. But if you guys have big problems, what is the site that you just went on to, Tristan, with all of the different department numbers? Like, Boston share this one with the audience. Like, there is a department number for everything from 311 to animal control to street lights to cleaning up the streets. A little bit of research goes a long way. A little bit of Google, and they can't say that because they have to be very, they have to be very nice and whatever. But I'm gonna tell y'all, stop thinking that everybody, one person is doing everything.
Yeah.
Pick a number and call it. There's housing authority, language and communications, the library, operations cabinet, the police. You know, like anything that you need. Be like, I didn't get her. Maybe Woo didn't call me back. Maybe because she's not the electrician. You know, these are the things that I do want us to pay attention to. And I'm not saying that these things shouldn't be there, but if there's a way for you guys to get what you need answered quicker, let's not just wait until we're waiting for the top dog to be like, hey, I just got your message about your electrical issues. You know, I can't do that.
Yeah.
Can't do it, unfortunately. But that's not here. If you want to be amongst people who want to complain and or to talk about the things or the struggles or just all the positive things that are going on with your organization, on June 7th at the Civic Engagement Summit from 9 a.m. to when it's done. 4 p.m. I know who to look at now. From 9 to 4 p.m. You guys can go find out about it. You can go online or Google it, and you can find it right there. And all the information you need is there.
Oh, we have a question from Carlos.
What happened?
Can either of the ladies talk about how civic engagement led them to City Hall?
Oh, yeah. And we'll end with that one. Yeah.
Story.
Go ahead. Tell it. We love story time.
Oh, God. Okay. So I think, well, for me, I've always been an immigrant. I'm originally from Colombia. My parents migrated to Spain when I was 4.
Oh.
So I lived in Spain for a while. Then we moved to the U.S. when I was 12. So I always saw myself as an outsider. You know, I was never fully long enough in one place for me to call it home. So when I started college, I moved to Boston and I fell in love. Because you know what? For the first time, I felt like I had built a community.
Oh.
And so
that's good to hear.
Yeah. And so,
people do fall in love with Boston.
Boston welcomed me, and I think my whole reason of why I wanted to work for city government is because I wanted to give that back to other people that also, you know, were coming and didn't have that sense of community.
Yeah.
So I started in East Boston. That's where I really started organizing and getting myself out in political spaces, but also my neighborhood association I'm part of. Like I'm really involved there. And that really led me to start working with Chief Milor. I started in the Office of Civic, in the Office of Neighborhood Services as the East Boston liaison, and then progressed, and then you know and then I'm here.
Okay, growth.
Yeah.
And Brianna, you've been involved in the community for a long time.
I'm young, but I feel like a old soul in Boston politics. But no, my mother's from Haiti. My dad is from Dorchester, Dakota Street. And when I was young at 13, I got involved in an organization called Bold Teens. And we did like farmers markets. And it was also one of the summer youth jobs. Shout out to Mayor Menino for the summer youth jobs.
Those were great.
And through that, I mean, I was fascinated by him, to be quite honest. Every time he came around, he was just like this larger than life figure. And I was like, what does he do? And since then, I mean, like, you know, from 13, I was just like advocating for Common Square. And I just like never left. I just like, I want us, you know, all politics are local. I really believe that.
Absolutely.
You know, it's that access is needed. So I just fell right into it.
And that's a great story of just growing up from 13 into grownness and still, you know, they say that community engagement is literally an act of service. And once it's in your heart, it's in your heart. That's what you're doing. Then I always wonder, why do politicians stay in there? It's crazy. But once you're committed to it, it's like a, you know, like that's what you're doing. But thank you guys for both for those stories. And it's just always good to know how people got involved with this, because you don't want anybody just in these roles that just don't care about it. You want to know why you're connected to it. So thank you guys for sharing your stories, and thank you guys for being here and letting our people know. So you guys, Tristan has put all of the information in the comment section. If you are listening just on audio, it will be on our Facebook pages and all of our social medias. So make sure that you guys connect with us and follow these other social media sites online and wherever you are, so that you can stay up to date with what's going on. With that said, thank you. We're going to pay some bills and we'll be right back in a few moments. Spark FM Online.
You are now listening to Spark FM.
Each and every Saturday night from 6 to 9 p.m. inside the Avenue, where you bring the drinks and we bring the vibe. My name is Gary Banton alongside my co-host Big Trini, right here in SparkFMOnline.com, the number one place for soca, hip-hop, R&B, and more. Each and every Saturday from 6 to 9 p.m. It's the Avenue.
Looking for a meaningful way to engage with your community and make a difference? Volunteer with the Massachusetts Senior Medicare Patrol Program and help prevent Medicare fraud. Visit masmp.org. This project is supported by a grant from the U.S. Administration for Community
JP Morgan Chase is making a global commitment to break down barriers to drive inclusive economic growth all over the world. We believe there is a pressing need to help more people move up the economic ladder. That is why we are investing in communities and people to create an economy that works for all, because no community should be left behind. Right here in Boston, we're focusing that work in Dorchester, Roxbury, and Mattapan, among other neighborhoods, on improving financial health. These efforts aim to address the key drivers of the racial wealth divide head-on. We're here to empower individuals, families, and small businesses by connecting them to the tools that build generational wealth and a long-lasting legacy. Chase is investing in Boston. Chase is investing in you. Visit us at the Mattapan branch at 1617 Blue Hill Avenue, where the team is waiting to help.
Spark FM.
I know you nasty. She be touching on her own body.
Igniting the airwaves. Spark FM.
Said she wanna take me away. Said she wanna take me away. Said she wanna show me the way.
Join us on Facebook and Instagram at SparkFMOnline.com. Turn us up. Spark FM.
You're listening to Spark FM online. You're listening to Saucy and Friends in the morning with Miss Hot Sauce, Miss Tony, and Rockstone
I got the
Triz.
sauce, yeah, I'm saucy. You peep the walk, yeah, I'm flossing on them. You can't get enough, you know you want this. Cause I got the sauce, catch my drip, drip, drip. I got the sauce, yeah, I'm saucy. You peep the walk, yeah, I'm flossing on them. You can't get enough, you know you want this. Cause I got the sauce, catch my drip, drip, drip. Drip beyond 1,000, your style beyond 100. Cause I've been stacking billions worth of knowledge in my pocket. A designer and an artist working harder than your hardest. I'm a vibe no matter the time when I'm in your space. Catch my fly, look at the flick of the wrist. Been dripping all over this place, been clicking all over your space. I laid it all on me with grace, super ahead of my time. You falling in love with the vibe, believe it, you know I'm your type, and I see it all in your eyes. Cause I got the sauce, the jugo, all the flavor for real, te lo juro. El sazón to your life, eso es puro. Tú sabes que yo soy de lo tuyo. Cause I got the sauce, the jugo, all the flavor for real, te lo juro. El sazón to your life, eso es puro. Tú sabes que yo soy de lo tuyo. Soy de lo tuyo, soy de lo tuyo. Ya tú sabes, soy de lo tuyo. Siento el orgullo dentro de mí, comenzando de ahí. Salió este hit, salió este beat, pegándose así, rompiéndote el mix. Tan fácil así, bailándolo así. Tú sabes que sí,
every bullet
tú sabes que
Back.
every bullet so far.
Good morning. We are back. You're gonna have to get into it because I don't have no documents.
Oh, that's awful. What is going on in the world? What in the world? Francis, the first Latin American Pope, dies at 88 years old.
Oh, Lord. Pope Francis.
Pope Francis, who rose from the modest means in Argentina to become the first Latin Pope.
Oh, he's from
Can't
Colombia too.
read the article.
The pop-up?
Yeah, pop-up. Like, it's just so rude. You know, like, there's no need for that.
No need at all.
It's just, what you say, honey? Oh, there's Paul. Hi, Paul.
Pope Francis.
Pope Francis.
Pope Francis has
But we said the next Pope gonna be black.
Well, they said that the two front runners. There's a long list of people who could be any person that's inducted into the Catholic situation can do it, but there are some the front runners. Let's go into this story right here.
The white smoke spiraling from the chimney of the Sistine Chapel made Jorge Maria Bergoglio the first non-European pope in 1300 years. Born in Argentina in 1936 to Italian immigrant parents, he grew up in a modest family in Buenos Aires. During his studies, Jorge Bergoglio worked as a janitor and a nightclub bouncer, an unusual profile, but one that didn't prevent him from climbing the ladder within the church. He was appointed bishop, then archbishop, before being appointed as Cardinal of Buenos Aires in 2001. Nicknamed Prince of the Poor, he made clear he wouldn't live in the Vatican like his predecessors, instead choosing to reside
about him.
That's not. I mean, we found out the other day what the Pope does, and he's just supposed to be a symbol of peace and love and happiness and all of the things. They said that if these two front runners, they are African popes. If they get it, they'll be the first black popes in history ever in the world. So that is going to be really, cool and that's going to be cool.
Yeah, that's gonna be rather cool. Long waits, no appointments. How the DMVs across the country are prepping for Real ID deadline.
It's terrible.
Yeah, so after years of delays, the final very real deadline to have a Real ID while flying in the United States is right around the corner, and some states are in a scramble to make sure everyone has a compliant ID. Real ID, a standard for travel identification, first passed in Congress in 2005, will be a requirement to fly domestically starting May 7th after multiple delays from the original deadline in 2020. Anyone who wants to get on a plane will need either a Real ID or another compliant document like a passport starting that date, or risk facing delays or denial to board altogether. Though Real IDs have been available in most states for several years, travelers could still use standard driver license or state ID cards to fly within the country. The Department of Homeland Security estimated that by May of 2025, somewhere between 61 and 66% of ID holders would have Real IDs.
Is this it here?
Yeah, this is
I still don't understand it.
Me too. Maybe they can tell us.
One before flying from a United States airport.
NBC 10's Abby Butticavoli is live for us in Fall River with what you need to know this morning. Abby, good morning. The headline also is if you have a passport, you're good to go, right?
Yes, Alice and Mario, that is correct. You can have your passport or your Real ID, but it might just be a good idea to snag one from an RMV like here in Fall River. And the great news, you don't need an appointment to get it done. Now, the Massachusetts Registry of Motor Vehicles is offering walk-in appointments at all service centers for travelers with upcoming trips who need to upgrade their ID. May 7th is the compliance deadline. You may already have a Real ID, though. If you have a star in the upper right-hand corner, you're good to go. If not, you can head to an RMV. The documents you'll need to bring with you to apply for your Real ID include your renewal application, proof of lawful residence, such as a birth certificate or U.S. passport, 2 proofs of Massachusetts residency, and proof of your full Social Security number.
That's a lot.
We understand that some people are interested in this and we're seeing higher demand, so we are accepting walk-in customers at all of our service centers for those
So the regular ID
have
ain't good no
trouble.
more. So the regular ID no good no more.
No.
I mean, if you can use the regular ID if it is accompanied by your passport. So you have to bring two of them. And that's mostly for domestic travel.
Okay.
You know, before you didn't have to have a passport for domestic travel. But if you are going to be traveling now, you have to have a regular ID and your passport, which is very stupid because I need my passport to get an ID.
I thought that they were giving out, because I was very surprised, because do you have your real ID yet?
No.
I was very surprised by that because you've renewed your license recently, haven't you? Oh, you have.
I had to get a replacement license, but because my license is not expired yet, they were like, just wait till it expires. As long as you have a valid passport, you're good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think mine expires this year.
Hey, Carlos, why can't one just use their driver's license to prove
what-
identity to the RMV?
That's what I'm saying. My driver's license can't be, I mean, it can be fake, but there are ways for you to figure out if it's fake or not. Just buy a bunch of those and let people be who they are.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand.
I don't know either. I got one, so I don't.
Pastor Troy just went and got his. If you are trying to get it before a certain time and you need to get it, whatever, there's absolutely no appointments that you guys can get.
Yeah.
The best bet is to physically go down there and wait all day till you get one, or contact your local senator and see if they can help you get a faster appointment.
Is that a thing?
Yes, it is.
See, look at that. People don't know. Come to Sparky Fam, learn about
Many
things.
of them. Many of them.
We've got many senators. Many senators.
Many senators.
60,000 Americans to lose their rental assistance and risk eviction unless Congress acts.
Well, Congress is not going to act, so just put 60,000 Americans to lose their housing and assistance, period.
Yeah. Moments after Daenerys Espinal walked into her apartment in Brooklyn, she prayed. In ensuing nights, she would awaken and touch the walls for reassurance, finding in them a relief that turned to tears over her morning coffee. What a dramatic story. Those walls were possible through a federal program that pays rent for some 60,000 families and individuals. Fleeing homelessness or domestic violence, Espinal was fleeing both. But the program, Emergency Housing Vouchers, is running out of money, and quickly. Funding is expected to be used up by the end of next year, according to a letter from the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, that's HUD, and obtained by the Associated Press. That would leave tens of thousands across the country scrambling to pay their rent. It would be among the largest one-time losses of rental assistance in the U.S., and analysts say, and the ensuing evictions could churn these people, after several years of rebuilding their lives, back onto the street or back into abusive relationships. To have it stop would completely upend all the progress that they've made, said Sonia Acosta, policy analyst at the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities, which researches housing assistance, and then you multiply that by 59,000 households, she said.
So, I know this is by design and this is how they want us to live and be, but it's miraculous to me how people don't understand how this is going to have residual effects. Like, if I lose my home after starting all this, then my mental health problems pursue. Then my violence and my anger and my emotions go unchecked. Then I don't have any health insurance because I ain't got no job and I can't afford health insurance. So then my physical being is going to start to decline. All of these lead to a terrible ass society. And that's exactly what we're going into, because nobody, especially Congress, is not going to put a stop to it. And that's what's scary about all of this. That's why I'm sad.
Yep. They said that the program launched in 2021 by then President Joe Biden as part of the pandemic era American Rescue Plan Act was allocated $5 billion to help people out of homelessness, domestic violence, and human trafficking. And
now they're rolling it back.
Yep.
I want to know, I guess my question is to them, not that they will ever have an answer for me, but why is it that you are attacking things that literally help poor people?
Yep.
And it's not like you're giving them money. You're just not taking money back from them. Like, that's what I don't understand. Why do people see that and be like, America first? We want the immigrants are taking all of our everything, and the immigrants are taking all of our everything and all of our everything. But America is not doing anything to help the people that are actually here.
Yeah. No.
Like, we cater to these rich folk that can do everything, giving them tax breaks, giving them vouchers, all kind of foolishness. But when it comes to the poor people, we're like, nah, you can't live off the system.
No.
Okay.
No.
You're 27. You cannot take $27 to go get something to eat.
This is a very interesting story that's coming up now. I blew zero. A teen driver who demonstrated the opposite of intoxication on breath and field sobriety tests can sue officers who arrested him, a court has ruled. An Iowa man who was arrested for allegedly driving while intoxicated despite having a blood alcohol level of 0 can pursue his lawsuit against the city and the police officers who put him in handcuffs. Taven Galanakis, who was 19 at the time of his arrest in 2022, can continue his lawsuit against the city of Newton and 3 police officers, a federal appeals court ruled on Thursday. As Law and Crime previously reported, Galanakis was pulled over by police in Newton, a city located 30 miles east of Des Moines, after he was apparently spotted driving with his car's brights illuminated on August 28th of 2022. Galanakis told officers that one of his headlights was out, and he turned on his high beams to compensate as it was raining and difficult to see. Isn't that standard?
Yeah. Yeah.
As I thought you did. Police body cam shows officers are giving Galanakis multiple field sobriety tests before eventually having him provide a breath test in which he was deemed to have a 0 blood alcohol level. I blew 0, he is heard saying the body camera footage, which also captures the breath detection readout of 0.00. At that point, he, as seen and heard on the body cam footage, the officers shifted the focus to whether he had smoked marijuana that night. He denied this, telling the officers that was as a football player for William Penn University, he was regularly tested for drugs. Go ahead.
Here goes a clip of the young man. Yeah. There you go.
That's when I got really confident because I knew it was going to go one way and it was going to go my way.
19-year-old Taven Galanakis is a freshman at William Penn University, where he's a wide receiver for the school's football team. But on the weekend of August 28th last year, he was about an hour north in his hometown of Newton, Iowa.
Yeah, so I was coming home from one of my friend's house. We were just watching some football, and I looked around I think it was 11:30 if I can remember right. And I had a headlight out. So it was raining, it was cloudy and all of that, really dark. So I used my brights.
Galanakis says one of his headlights was out, so he put on his brights within city limits. That's when Newton police officer Nathan Winters pulled him over.
Hi there. How you doing, sir? Good, how are you? Good. My name's Officer Winters with the Newton Police Department. The reason I pulled you over is because you have your bright lights on.
Yeah, I have a headlight out, so I just keep my brights on.
Okay, well that's not legal.
Oh, is it?
No.
Yeah, I turn them when a car comes by, I turn them off, but
well, you didn't with me.
Oh, you weren't close enough though. You were a while back.
It has to be within 500 feet.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
So is it legal or not? Why you say that?
My fault.
You got your license, registration, insurance with you?
Yeah, he looked black, dude.
Pulled me over.
He black.
He's blackish.
He blackish.
Mm-hmm.
Your little boy?
Yeah.
Yeah, he blackish.
One of his parents is black.
Somebody got to be black.
So what?
He wasn't drunk.
So he wasn't drunk.
But they still arrested him.
He blew 0.
Oh. Because he was a little bit black.
Because he's a little bit black.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So now they said they have determined that he can sue them for pulling him over and arresting him.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think that we need to do that more often.
Yep.
Start suing these police people for causing us
wreaking havoc
upon our land.
Exactly. And these white police officers with these blackish kids, that could have ended really badly for a mistake pullover. So I don't know what that is.
It wasn't like the boy was driving with no lights.
Right.
Like he was like, I just have on my high beams. Is
that's
that illegal?
They said it's not. They said it's not legal, and then he said, "Oh, okay, well, so whatever." But then they said, well, when I turn them off when people approach, and he said, "You didn't turn them off with me," and he said, "Because you were so far," and he was like, "Oh, well, it has to be 500 feet." So is it illegal, or can you do it within 500 feet?
And I hate that. I hate the mental gymnastics.
Yep.
Like, what do you want me to say?
Yep.
What should I have done instead of not this?
Some muscle.
Good.
Yeah, that's exactly what they wanted him to say. Australian identical twins give in sync interview about alleged Australian identical twins. We're on the same page. Bizarrely in sync video. A couple of identical twins from Australia are going viral for an interview they gave to a local news outlet covering an alleged armed carjacker because they're talking at the same time and saying the exact same things. Oh, I want to see that. You got to see the video. Bridget Powers and Paula Powers are totally on the same page as they recall how they and their mother found themselves in the middle of a scary incident on Steve Irwin Way in Queensland.
Only to find the gun-wielding car thief emerging from the wreck.
Hello, black Australian self.
and one guy, he was up there with our mum, and he went up there, and he was coming back down towards us, and he goes, "Run! He's got a gun!" and our heart started to pound, and I said, "Oh, Mum, where's Mum?" And poor Mum was stuck up there, but apparently our brave Mum, she goes, "Are you all right?" Because he had all blood all over his face. And he goes, "I'll shoot you." She goes, "Hey, I'm here to help." And Mum distracted him to make him look the other way, and he looked the other way, and Mum ran into the bush behind the fence. And the guy goes to her, "I'll find you and I'll shoot you." All I was thinking about when we were running, I hope he doesn't fire. Yeah, we were so blessed.
How close to him do you think you were?
What the hell?
What is that?
We were past See, when you driveway, you don't think of all of that at the time. No, you just run for your life.
Oh my God, that would drive me nuts and fascinate me at the same time. I'd be like, "Are y'all serious?"
Can I tell you that I don't know anything they said? I was just listening to them saying the same thing. I don't know what the story is that they told.
It seemed two things were happening. It seemed parody, like they were,
like it wasn't true?
It was a true. It was their account of exactly what happened, but it seems like they were finishing each other's sentence because they almost knew what each other was going to say, but they weren't necessarily saying it at the same time.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And then when one would start to tell the story as the lead, the other one would just follow suit. So it was just going back and forth. So interesting.
Wow. And they look exactly alike.
They do. They should be casted in scary movies.
The videos of people asking, like doing the side by sides, like putting twins in between a door and then asking them questions to see if they would like what And yeah, a lot of them are doing the same thing. Somebody would ask them a question and they would both answer back at the same time. Or
whether it
somebody
be wrong or right, yeah.
Ask them to do something and do the first pose that comes to their hand. They both do the same pose.
Oh.
Move again and they move it the same way again.
I have to ask my dad.
Well, we're going to do that with the
I think we do. I think Tony and I by accident do that all the time. And I think that's another reason why people think that we're twins so hard. Because oftentimes we'll come dressed in the same thing or the same colors or some randomness like that.
Yeah.
Or we'll call each other for the same exact reason, like, "Oh my God, did you just watch this?" Or just foolishness like that. So I think it's when you are that close with a sibling, regardless, and obviously twins are super more close. So my dad and Uncle Arik say a lot of the times when one would get hurt, they would feel it, or either things like that. So I guess
we went on a trip with them and they both just sat down on a bench and both went like this. We were just like, what the hell is that? Like, why did y'all both do that at the same time in this place? It was just so weird. But yeah, that was cool. We gotta send that to Daddy. A father coached a 13-year-old to shoplift from Walmart. No.
What'd you say?
He called the 13-year-old to come and shoplift for.
No, he coached him on how to shoplift from Walmart.
Teaching him life skills.
Yeah, so the shoplifting scheme on Saturday afternoon, the father put Walmart merchandise inside a shopping cart and left his teenage son all alone to sneak it out the store, according to police in Kentucky. It didn't work. Jonathan Carlton, 32, was charged with abandonment of a minor, unlawful transactions with a minor, and endangering the welfare of a minor. Officers claim that a store guard caught the child. Cops got the call, and an officer identified by the department found the adult nearby waiting for the child. Carlton was located inside of the Cumberland Crossing Center.
Abandon him.
And taken into custody. Exactly. We was processed and lodged in the Wayne County Detention Center. Police wrote an affidavit viewed by the news that the boy was stopped attempting to push the cart past all the points of purchase during the investigation. The son stated his father put him up to the pushing the stuff out, and his father left him there.
Wait, he waited for him and then left him there?
Yeah. Well, the stepmother was outside, and she said that her husband stepped out of the store and made her leave the area. She allegedly said she drove to he saved the stepmother, but threw his child under the bus because he's a juvenile. He's not going to go to jail for it. Where they were staying in a motel nearby. Neither of them contacted law enforcement regarding the boy.
But this is what's going to continue to happen as we go into more expensive purchases. purchases,
Yep.
as jobs get lost, as immigrants, as children get ripped out of the hands of their parents. All of these things are going to lead to more of this stuff. There's going to be more children shoplifting. There's
Yeah.
going to be more of everybody shoplifting, getting tackled by security.
Listen, it's crazy. But that's the national news.
Wow.
Terrible.
That is the national news there.
We're going to take we're going to just go straight into our entertainment.
Okay.
I can't do that one either. Sorry. But I'm here.
Shannon Sharp is in the news.
Shannon Sharp is in the news for sexual assault, right? Yeah, they said Shannon Sharp is a deviant.
I believe it. Did y'all remember that tape of him when he was doing the girl?
it? Yep,
Yeah. And the things that he was saying? He's probably nasty.
I got it. Shannon Sharp. His name is Shannon Sharp. Breaks silence on rape allegations. Slams $50 million lawsuit as false and damaging. Shannon Sharp, the Pro Football Hall of Famer turned influential sports media figure, is now at the center of a civil lawsuit that has sent shockwaves through both the sports and entertainment industries. Filed in Clark County, Nevada, the lawsuit accuses the ESPN analyst of multiple instances of sexual assault and coercive behavior by a woman identified under the pseudonym Jane Doe. The suit seeks $50 million in damages, paints a picture of an allegedly manipulative and emotional abuse relationship. She said that he got mad at her one time after he saw the live video of him having sex or something, and she confronted him.
Oh,
and
it's the same girl?
I think so. No, this is the girl who he was dealing with.
Okay.
He wasn't supposed to be having sex with the girl he had sex with on the live.
Oh.
And she said that he found out and got mad, and I think started choking her out or something, and then did her from the back many times.
Wow.
No, 2 other times he was aggressive with her and aggressively did her from the back. And I said, wow. That's
crazy.
That's terrible.
Shannon Sharp facing a $50 million lawsuit from right here in Clark County. This is from a woman who says that he raped her multiple times throughout their consensual relationship that went on a couple of years. There's a 13-page complaint. She's only identified as Jane Doe, but she says that this was a rocky consensual relationship, no doubt. She claims that they met in Los Angeles at a gym, and then they does not go in depth about why this is being filed here in Clark County. But she says that she was just 19 when he asked her to sign a non-disclosure agreement. She refused to do so. He apparently dropped it. But incidentally, he is in negotiations right now, Shannon Sharp, for a $100 million deal with his podcast and shows associated with that very popular one, Club Shay Shay. Hasn't signed on the dotted line, but now is contending with this $50 million lawsuit. We'll continue to give you updates.
Oh, wow, Shannon Sharp.
Yeah, that's terrible, Mr. Sharp, because he's too much
allegedly.
into business right now. These are not the type of allegations. And then it always makes me wonder, not that I am victim blaming in any type of way, it always makes me wonder why people wait until people hit their peak before they start to, talk about these things that have happened to them.
Yeah, because she said this relationship is how long? Do it when it happens. Don't do it. Don't wait for it.
And Shannon's on a roll right now, and I'm not saying that maybe the increased fame makes them or triggers them more, that they feel like they cannot go on without really coming to the bat. So I'll leave that for up to whatchamacallit too. But I just wish that people would prevent other people. I don't know. I can't tell a victim how to whatever. So I'm just going to leave it there. I just wish that it didn't seem so.
She said it was a consensual relationship.
Intentional.
She said it was from when she was 19, but she said it was a rocky consensual relationship.
What does a rocky consensual relationship mean?
What does that one mean?
Well, I mean, she was 19 and I'm sure he was much older. So it appears that maybe I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know if it's true.
In my head, I had
hopefully it's not true.
Yeah.
I think it's.
I don't know.
Did y'all see Kanye went on another rant?
I'm not.
Oh no.
Okay.
We're not. Absolutely.
Kanye need help. Somebody need to put a
Kanye,
straight
if you
jacket
guys
on
go
him.
Google Kanye and find out what kind of malarkey he's on right now, regardless of whether it was true or not, Kanye, like one thing that I did see is that Kanye forgets that he has children, and he has a baby girl named North that is fully on social media. These are not the kind of things that a child should be seeing about their parents crashing out over. I think it's absolutely absurd and insane that nobody has shut Kanye down at this point. Shut him down. This is beyond freedom of speech and whatever. This is reckless endangerment of people.
Of himself.
Of everybody.
But they need to go conserve him immediately. And I think that it's not a joke. I think that, anyways, Kanye. 7 women and 5 men have been picked for a jury in Harvey Weinstein's Me Too trial. Ain't this man been in jail for 13 years?
Ain't this man halfway dead?
I don't understand.
Just pick the jury and hurry this due process this quickly.
I mean, because I thought that the process was due already.
It should have been due a long time ago. The man can't see, walk, or hear. So I'm not sure if he's competent enough to even stand trial. Just lock him in a little facility somewhere.
He's already locked. Just leave it alone. Why y'all wasting taxpayer dollars to give him any due process? I don't understand. A jury of 7 women and 5 men has been picked for Harvey Weinstein's Me Too rape trial. A more female panel than 5 women and 7 men who convicted the one-time head honcho at his first trial.
Sexual deviant.
Also, he's had another trial before.
Oh, good. So we're not even going to spend any time on Harvey Weinstein because that is beyond us.
That's crazy. Clarissa Shields claps back at Baddie's Midwest star Saucy for saying she beat her up in a fight and more.
Taseki, I watch this all.
I know. I was about to say you going to be the only one who knows what it is.
Because when I go, my thing with Clarissa Shields in general is that you are getting way too much attention right now for absolute. She's the boxer.
She's the Papoose girlfriend.
Papoose girlfriend.
Oh, she's not on Baddies, is she?
No, they wanted her to be on Baddies. First of all, I'm not fighting no professional heavyweight champion of the freaking world. I don't care what Baddies I'm on and what Baddies I'm not on. I'm not fighting Clarissa Shields.
Yeah, so Baddies is a fighting thing?
It is a fighting thing.
It's you gotta fight to get on Baddies. If you don't fight good, you can't get on Baddies. Like it's a requirement that you have to be a grown woman and fight.
If you ain't traumatized, if you ain't got
if you come there with any kind of class or anything like that,
you have to be a grown woman that fights.
You have to be a grown woman that fights. It's you have to fight at the audition some random stranger that also is there to fight as well.
You got to have problems.
Oh wow.
You can't get you got to can't get right.
Oh, okay. So there's a little video here with Clarissa clapping
Don't even back. Go in it. It doesn't even matter. Clarissa claps back at a fly. She claps back at everything. Anything that gives Clarissa attention, Clarissa will take the attention. She's the problem right now.
Drewski says no Diddy parties in 18 for me. I was broke joker, less than $1 in the bank, and he has provided his bank statements to support that.
This is his response to the person that was trying to accuse him
of being in the Diddy parties. I remember.
Parties, yes.
And I believe him. I believe that he was broke around time that Diddy was flourishing. Ain't nobody knew about no damn Drewski.
Yeah, 91 cents in 2018.
The social media wasn't even popping then for Drewski to have been what he was back when Diddy was being Diddy. So
didn't he just come out in the other day?
Yeah, like 5 years ago.
About 3, 4.
Yeah,
about COVID.
Like COVID time, right?
That's when most of these influencers came about. They was not hanging with Diddy, and Diddy wasn't hanging with Drewski.
Exactly. And
cut it out.
I knew that. You know what I mean? I didn't need anybody to tell me that. I knew that.
And then last but not least, the new Transformers movie. You said that this was a dope. I don't know if we'll be able to play it.
It's not a movie. It's just a commercial for new Transformers and Supreme collaboration. So a new advertisement for Transformers Optimus Prime in collaboration with Supreme features the 2010 classic dancehall hit song Clarks, performed by Vybz
Everybody,
Kartel,
what gonna get the Clarks? Sorry.
Slim.
That's my song.
Let's check it out.
Okay, that's lit.
I just want to mute it a little bit so we just don't.
That's dope.
Clarks.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Good for them. It's just an action figure.
Yep. And then he folds back up and drives back off. It's cool. Look.
Oh, okay.
Go
Outside.
ahead, Cartel. Wow, that's gonna be a big one.
Yeah.
Cartel was in Barbados this weekend for a big show in
Reggae
Barbados.
on the Hill.
It's Reggae on. They changed the name. It's no longer Reggae on the Hill. It's called like
Culture on the
something cultural fest.
Culture
in Barbados land on the beach. Yes.
Yes.
So and that was a very big show. I saw lots of things about that.
Let's see how much that truck is.
And with that said, while Tristan does that, we are going to start to wrap up because we got more topics, more news, and more entertainment coming up for you guys.
It's only $100.
Only $100 for an action figure
Supreme,
in this day and age.
Supreme's expensive.
In this recession,
I mean, that's what I'm saying. The Supreme got to come down on their prices because they're not getting them from China no more. There's a $240 40% tariffs on that.
Child, listen.
I can't afford the shipping.
Me too. That's my dentist's office going to tell me, oh, you need to make your appointment for your next $400 procedures. Is that elective procedure? Because if it's not necessary, then listen, we might have to just take these teeth out because listen, can't nobody afford
You go down to
nothing
Turkey
these
and get some new ones. It's fine.
Girl, like, can I afford to go to Turkey?
Yes, Turkey's cheap.
I'm about to go there.
If you got a passport.
I got a real ID.
With that said, people, we got to slide up on out of here. We got some work to get done. Thank you for joining us. Come back next week. Tomorrow. Just come back tomorrow, not next week. Come back tomorrow. Hang out with us. We have more people coming in here. I don't know who right now, but we got people.
Conan, and we have a very special phone interview with an Alvin Ailey dancer because Alvin Ailey is going to be touring and hitting Boston this weekend, I think.
Conan is coming in because there's a huge career fair that is coming up, and we need you guys to know we getting the jobs, they eating the cats, they eating the dogs, and y'all need jobs because there's no more immigrants left, so now y'all can get all of the jobs.
Oh my goodness.
Every job that there is to get, it's all yours.
You can have all the jobs.
Every job.
Black
out there.
jobs,
white jobs.
White jobs.
Yep. You can't know white jobs, but you can get other kind of jobs.
Other colored jobs.
Yes.
All right.
With that said, we're going to see you guys tomorrow bright and early at 9 o'clock. Be great.
Bye.
I love Kessler.
Boston's new home for urban Caribbean music.